Welcome everybody to Coffee Kult. I'm JD and I'm the marketing director for Coffee Kult, and I'm here with Jamie, aka the Boss Man, the owner of Coffee Kult, and we are here to talk about a very exciting coffee. Before we get to that, though, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm doing well today, thanks. I'm ready to go. I'm excited about doing this podcast, something we've had on the radar for a while that we just haven't done. So.
Yeah. How do you like the new setup?
I love the new
Very
setup.
cool.
It's great. I think we can do this every week.
We should do this every week. That is the plan. We'll have more episodes coming soon. But as I noted, we're here to talk about something very exciting. So back in May of this year, Jamie and I had the opportunity to go to the FNC Land of Diversity event in Colombia, where we cupped a lot of coffees. It was a lot of coffee. It was a really great time. And this is an event that you've been going to eight years running? Something?
Yeah, my 8th year involved with the Land of Diversity competition in Colombia.
Yeah, so it was a really great time. How would you say this event compared to others, especially now that we're post-COVID?
Well, it was great. This is the first year we've been back since COVID, which made it awesome to do it in person. Before, they were sending us green coffee and roasted samples during COVID. And before COVID, we used to go and actually judge the competition there. So that's what happened this year. It was great to see roasters from all over the world. So they invite only a certain amount of people and different roasters from different parts of the world. So it's awesome to network with a lot of those guys.
Yeah, we met a lot of great people. It was fun visiting the farms and seeing the farmers, how they grow the coffee. It's very educational. You try a lot of wonderful coffee. And then at the end of the event, there is
But I have
an
a
auction.
question for you, though.
Yes.
We cup coffee here all the time. Did you cup the most amount of coffee you've ever cupped?
Oh my gosh.
That you ever thought you would cup every single day?
Yeah, I tried to emphasize that earlier. We tried so many different coffees, and we do cup coffee here, but there it was almost overwhelming how many coffees we cupped. And they're all really great coffees.
It's like I think we cupped 40 coffees in that event. Every day, it's like 6 hours
Every day,
of cupping coffee, which is tasting coffees, basically how we grade coffee.
Absolutely. And then
so much coffee.
At the end of it, there's an auction where only the best go to auction. 20-ish different coffees go to auction, in which we were able to come away with this lovely geisha. And I wanted to ask you about it because not only did we win this coffee, this is a record-breaking coffee. It was the highest priced ever at auction for the FNC Land of Diversity event. Jamie, tell me about this coffee. Why do you like it, and why did you pursue it at the cost you ended up getting it at?
This coffee was the highest rated coffee of the competition out of around 40 coffees I think we cupped. Basically, the FNC brings us the top 40 coffees out of all the coffees in the country that are submitted. Normally it's around 2,500 coffees. And then the group of international roasters and coffee buyers come in and cup the coffee, and then we grade the coffee with the SCA standards. And they also do a Land of Diversity standard, and they combine those two different ways of judging the coffee, and then that's how the coffees get ranked. And if you're a judge, and other coffee buyers are invited to the auction, so all of us had cupped this coffee. It knocked the socks off our feet, I guess you would say, and everyone loved this coffee. It's a geisha. It's the original coffee bean. If you go back to the story of how coffee was founded, when the goat ate the coffee beans and the farmer saw the goat was all jacked up, he's like, what's going on? And then that's how coffee is reported to be discovered many years ago. I should know exact date, but I don't.
Yeah.
If you know exactly what year that was, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was
Someone
a
will
good couple
know.
hundred
Yeah.
years ago. We're pretty far into the coffee revolution and
Yeah.
industry. So this coffee is original geisha bean. The geisha, it's hard to grow. Geisha coffee is susceptible to rust and other coffee diseases. So what could happen is you just have lower yields. So, and also the area of where this coffee is grown means a lot to how the coffee tastes, the altitude, the weather that year. We could get the same coffee next year from the same farm, from the same plants, and it might not be the same. It probably won't be the same. So that's one really cool thing about these small micro lots is they are a one-time, one-hit wonder most of the times, which is very cool. But this coffee, what was really great about this coffee was it was really high in acidity and very complex. So not was it just high in acidity, it was had a lot of flavor notes. Has a very well to heavy body, I would say, and we don't roast this coffee dark either. It's a medium
roast, yeah.
Not over roasted coffee, and it still has a pretty heavy body, which is really nice, and it's super complex with the tasty notes. What kind of cupping notes do you get out of this?
Well, it's really interesting because the aroma is sweet, so you'll smell strawberry, blueberry, citrus fruit, but the actual taste is way more complex than that, as you're talking about. It is really well balanced. It has a nice acidity to it. I love the body, and overall just love the balance is impeccable. And I think that's what maybe is the most surprising thing about it. And the aftertaste is wonderful.
Yeah, with the acidity so high in a coffee, a lot of times we'll cup coffees or drink coffees, and we have a lot of coffee that gets submitted to us for purchase, and a lot of times the coffee will be really, really acidic, which is nice. It's a valuable trait in a coffee that we look for. However, most of the times, a lot of times, those coffees, it was grown for just the acidity, where it's like, if you drink it, it's like you're drinking lemonade, or you just licked a lime or something in your mouth. Is like, and it's crazy, and there's nothing else. It's real flat. It's just real acidic and nothing else. But this coffee is acidic, has lots of flavor. The balance matches. It's very super complex coffee, and depending on how you brew it, it will change the flavor a little bit on this coffee. I like it as a pour over.
Same, yeah, that's my favorite.
That's how I've been drinking it.
This is great as a pour over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we get into the fall season, there's certainly many drinks that people are allured to. This is a coffee you definitely don't want to add anything to this. There's so much flavor in here that you don't want to undermine. It's really great. This is one of the very best coffees that we have. And as Jamie noted, it is in limited supply. So this is going to be something that you'll want to check out. These will be available at coffeekult.com in these lovely 12-ounce bags. They'll be available. And again, there's a limited supply, so you'll definitely want to check it out. This is going to be a coffee you're going to want to get. One other thing I wanted to ask you before we close out this episode, because this is the first of many, and we'll talk more about this on a future episode. But many people out there watching right now might not know you, Jamie. So I wanted to quickly, get a quick synopsis of how you got into coffee and why you started Koffee Kult.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you asked. One thing of going back to this coffee, though, this geisha before we discussed that, is that we looked for a geisha. We had a geisha a few years ago that was outstanding from Colombia, and we've been looking for a geisha to put back in inventory for probably 3 years, and none of them I didn't like any of them, so we just didn't carry them. This one is outstanding. It's phenomenal. So if you're looking for a
record-breaking coffee here.
Yeah, I don't know if that means that's good or bad. What that means is we spend a lot of money. So who knows?
I
but
think the quality is there, though.
the quality is outstanding. It's worth every single penny, which is why everyone wanted that coffee. But as far as Koffee Kult goes, I needed better coffee. This coffee in South Florida sucked, to be honest. I mean, that's just the way it is. It sucked. I needed better coffee. I was tired of drinking bad coffee, and so I bought a coffee roaster, and it was just to roast for myself. It wasn't for anything else. And I started, of course, I bought a coffee roaster that was too big for me. And when I roast coffee, I had to roast 6 to 12 pounds of coffee, and I wanted to roast different coffees every week. So I can't consume that much coffee. I just started giving coffee away to my friends and things like that. And that's why it's called Koffee Kult, because once people drank our coffee, they wouldn't leave. They just wanted they
just want to stay
They
here.
wouldn't leave me alone. I was like, geez. I'm like, no, I'll get you coffee. They're like, no, I'll buy it from you. I'm like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you coffee when I have it. I'll remember next time. And they were like, no, I'll buy it. And I was like, okay, you sure you? I was like, okay. And it's still that way today. Like, if we can get our coffee in someone's cup, they generally, if they like high quality coffee, they will be our customer forever.
Absolutely. And that's what it is about. It is about the quality of the coffee. And we'll talk more about that in future episodes, as well as the history of Koffee Kult. I think that'll do it for this episode. Again, this geisha is available at coffeekult.com.
But wait a second. You didn't say anything about the green circle. Suck place.
Well, again, that'll be a future episode. We'll get
People
into
tell
that
me,
later.
you must not like that company. And I say all the time, I love that company. They taught people to drink $7 coffees. I mean, what's there not to like about that?
Anyway, go get this geisha, coffeekult.com. It'll make a great gift this holiday season. It's fantastic. The other thing, maybe the last note, we didn't really talk about the packaging here. This is a unicorn coffee. This is why we have
We're
this
all over the place with this.
unique packaging here. So we have the unicorn. This is a one-of-a-kind coffee. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. So be sure to go and check that out.
Well, what's on the label? Tell them. There's a unicorn because it's a unicorn fancy coffee.
Yeah.
It's a geisha, in case you forget. It's a
Yeah.
geisha. The lot number of the auction. Actually, we have this information on our website. We're going to put some images of the auction and us with the coffee producer, Domingo, why we were there. Domingo's a pretty cool cat. He works hard. The farmers and the coffee producers, they work hard. This is a double fermented coffee, so that means it was washed and it was fermented twice at the farm before it was processed, and dried, and then it's just patio dried, I believe, off the top of my head. And it's from the this says 2024 Land of Diversity competition, but we're not in 2024.
Maybe this will be there next year too.
No, there won't be. Anyway, so it's good. See, don't tell anyone, but we do make mistakes around here. It's a secret. But so that's here on this label. That doesn't matter. What matters is it does have a unicorn logo. It's a geisha. This is the lot number. You can actually Google this and see any information. We should have a lot of information on this on our website. Domingo did awesome. Maybe we can have him on as a podcast. We're going to need a translator.
We should. I think we can find a few of those.
We
do
have a
live in
couple.
South
Yes,
Florida
we
after
do.
all.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
with that, that'll do it for this episode. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below with any feedback that you have, and be sure to join the call. And we'll see you all next time.
See you later.
Okay. Don't be careful. Okay, are we ready?